Hello everyone. Thanks for joining the session. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. My name is Rahul. I head the digital architecture team for Kissflow. Today we have a very interesting topic to talk about: how a low code and a no code platform can accelerate digital transformation. Digital transformation is no more optional. That's something which is a driving force that moves the business forward. When you look at digital transformation holistically, there are so many key pillars to it. One is transforming the customer engagement, and the holistic experience is very crucial. While doing that, drives database insights and analytics. And also, we would need to encourage the collaboration between the different stakeholders in the organization to deliver these optimal results. And we need to have the tools and solutions which is offered for the business users in terms of improving their capability in terms of taking the decisions and increasing agility and faster rollout of the applications, and also bringing the innovation elements which are part of the application delivery is also very important. Then we also need to consolidate all the different process and operations to deliver optimal results and efficiency. When you look at digital transformation, there are three stages. First one is fixing the past, which is about digitization. Some of the examples are like if you have a paper based kind of an engagement, removing that and bringing the digital elements, etc., is very important. Then comes to digitalization, where it's more focusing on the present, delivering the optimal solutions which is needed for the present. There comes to the digital transformation layer, which is addressing the future needs, planning and execution path definition to deliver those kind of a transformation engagements for future is something which comes under digital transformation. If you look at a long tail enterprise, enterprises have core systems, ERP, CRM, HCM, SCM systems, etc. These are the core layer, which is a standardized set of processes, etc., which is available. But every organization is different, and the needs of the hour is different. So there would be requirement for every organizations to build so many different micro applications and processes to transform this engagement. And what are some of those applications? It can be peripheral applications which is revolving around the core systems, some of the sales engagement applications, or employee onboarding or an employee engagement applications, to a vendor and vendor management applications, etc. Deliver all these processes seamlessly for all these different audience, and which can also seamlessly integrate with core systems is one of the case. When we look at delivering these kind of an applications, right, typically what happens in most of the organizations, all these different business units and business departments need to reach out to IT in terms of delivering these kind of applications and engagements. Here comes the scenario where IT becomes a bottleneck because the requirements are keep on evolving, and there are so many different diverse kind of requirements coming from different business units. The need is bringing in a complete harmony and a complete collaboration between all these different departments. That's what needed to deliver these transformation engagements. And let's also quickly look at a couple of other challenges which is prevailing in this market. One is the discrete technologies and discrete solutions brings in its own complexity in the enterprise landscape, where customers need to address a lot of fixes and a lot of change management process, etc. And there is a heavy need for technical IT skills in defining and delivering those changes which is needed for the applications, which also overall increases the investment needs for maintaining and also delivering the ongoing engagements which is needed. While these challenges exist, how can we business prepared to address these transformation engagements needs? We have already talked about the foundation layer where all the systems of records, the standard applications and the common procedures sits. What is needed is on the optimization side and also the transformation side. Optimize addresses all the differential capabilities deliverable, right? Where the unique processes and the better ideas to be delivered. Whereas the transformation engagement is something which is predominantly planning around the future, constantly evolving changes and the application landscape, And also the methodologies and capabilities revolving around the rapid prototyping and ideation is something which is very crucial on the transformation side. For doing all these engagements, the right approach is a low code and a no code way, where it gives that acceleration and agility, whereas it also gives the control for the business to bring in all these innovation elements in a much, much quicker and faster pace. What is low code? Low code predominantly revolving around the visual modeling and very limited or a no coding approach to build the applications and processes. There are multiple approaches when an application development need to be done, which can be followed by the organization. Let's have a quick look at how a full code development approach is different compared to a low code and a no code. Low code and no code brings in much more maturity and benefits for the business users to build applications. And also, with the power of low code, business users can basically extend these applications by giving the application specifications to the IT users or IT developers and enterprise developers. And the visual designer to build applications is something which helps the business to build applications in a much, much quicker and faster pace, which is one of the key element from a agility perspective, which we have talked about. Ease of use and very limited programming skills which is needed for developing these engagements, developing these transformation engagements is something which is very crucial. So this is a quick sneak peek in terms of what is the difference a low code or a no code approach brings in compared to a full code model. Let's quickly look at the market. While we talk about the benefits of the low code and the no code, we also need to quickly analyze how the market is evolving. So in 2021, 13 billion is the predicted market for the low code, whereas by 2025, it's predicted to be $47 billion. Over 500 million applications, new applications will be built in next 5 years. And Gartner also projects that 50% of the medium to large enterprise applications or enterprises will adopt low code as a strategic platform by 2023. And also, low code will be responsible over 65% of the app development's activity by 2024. This is something which basically set the stage and trend for many organizations to look at low code as a journey forward, or low code and a no code inclusion as a journey forward to build the different application portfolio which the organizations are looking at. Let's quickly look at benefits of the low code adoption. For the business users, it's a very low barrier for entry. Users also gets their coverage in terms of application development, etc., using this low code, no code approach. The development democratization is something which is very important. And the low code approach allows the business to do a rapid prototyping and also deliver some of these engagements which can enhance the customer experiences. While looking at from an IT specialist perspective, it also gives them a much more reclaimed productivity, because a lot of application development engagement is something which is done using the visual modeling, which reduces the time required to develop those applications. And also because of the low code control governance model, etc., it brings in reduced maintainability for the applications. Whereas security and standard best practices in terms of all these things are by default available part of the low code. And this also brings in the enterprise governance options so that monitoring and managing and also doing the change management process for any of these applications becomes very, very easy. When you look at from a company's and an organization perspective, right, realize customized value in a much, much faster and scale. Overall, from the organizations, delivering all these transformation engagements becomes much, much shorter using the low code approach, and also delivers a great organization agility where all the different stakeholders of the organization, which we were talking about, is going to come into a single umbrella, and there's going to be a much more collaboration between all these stakeholders. And a transparent compliance management system is something which is going to be offered by the low code adoption. Kissflow delivers a unique power of a no code and low code together in a unified platform. As you can see here, there are different code only approach, then there is pure low code approach, then there are pure no code approach. Kissflow brings in the simplicity in terms of the application development using the no code and gives the power for the enterprise developers and an IT developers to extend on top of it. So this basically gives a unique value proposition for Kissflow, where it becomes very easy tool set to be consumed by both IT and business users, and also brings in a much more collaborative approach between all these different stakeholders. That's something which follows to the bridging the gap, right? So if you look at it from a no code perspective, the form builder, the workflow creations, the data management, report and integration is something which is offered as an apps. And using the power of the low code, the code extensibility and the custom UI framework and the staging process, analytics, etc., is delivered into the low code extension of the platform. So it's a unified platform, basically address the both aspects in terms of the no code platforms for the business developers and also the low code platforms for the professional developers. This from a user perspective, so while addressing the needs from both the business and IT, it also gives the capability to easily integrate with so many different enterprise systems and applications to deliver these kind of an engagements. And from a core features perspective, so app builder, so the complete collaborative visual development model, and with a complete drag and drop approach from a model definition and application development very easily, and also deliver the developer sandbox to develop and change management, and also doing a release management engagement in a much easier manner to a production environment is something which is offered. The page builder basically brings in the power of the UI and UX capability, which is part of the platform, which is keeping everything simple in nature, whereas it also allows you to bring in the third party and custom widgets with the help of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or React components. While doing all these things, we also need to seamlessly integrate with the existing different core systems, which is part of the enterprise landscape. So Kissflow also offers the unique offering in terms of integrating and easily extend the applications by connecting to so many different systems, which is there in the enterprise landscape. In a summary, Kissflow offers a simplicity of a no code and also allow you to extend using the power of the low code. This overall approach basically brings in a complete harmony, as I was mentioning, between all the different stakeholders in the organizations, and the business and IT puts hand together in developing and delivering these applications. And third, keep it very simple. Even though the complex digital transformation engagements need to be delivered, that's something which can be easily done in a very simple and intuitive way. And that's what Kissflow believe in. And Kissflow delivers those transformation engagements by keeping the power of simple. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time for today's session.